So I sit down and I'm completely clueless about what the heck I'm supposed to do, and I just freak out. I freaked out and I lost basically the entire first day.
You go through the darkest of days, heaven's a heartbreak away, never let you go, never let me down.
Hello everyone, this is Marina from Soul in the Raw, and if it's your first time around here, I am a vegan blogger, educator, and recipe creator, and thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited. This topic is really near and dear to my heart, and I think this is the first video of its kind that I've ever made, and I would love your feedback, and I would love to know if this is the kind of video you would love to watch on this channel. So I started Soul in the Raw about 1.5 years ago, and it's been one of the most amazing experiences ever. It's my business, my baby, and I love it so much. And it's also been one of the most anxiety provoking experiences ever too. And every time I see somebody that produces something or does something successfully, I'm always really curious to see what kind of fears and blocks they had to overcome. And they don't really share that very often, I feel like. I don't know, do you feel like people share that kind of thing? I think they kind of brave it through. So I really wanted to share the kinds of anxiety and fears that I had to go through in my business, especially lately, and I'll tell you why. And I want to share what I did to overcome them. So in the last 3 months, I've been producing a major project. It's probably the biggest project that I've ever done so far in my business, and that is my online course, The Effortlessly Flavorful Vegan Kitchen. And I'm so proud of it. Now, there have been really fun and easy parts for me to do and some really challenging parts. And so I wanted to share those with you. So I'm the kind of person who really loves talking to the camera, like I'm talking to all of you right now, and doing live classes, which I did a whole bunch in San Diego where I live. I taught hundreds of people cooking and doing free lectures and paid lectures, all kinds of things. And that comes really naturally to me. And I'm sure that some of you watching probably think I'm crazy because to you it might not come naturally, but that is just what I love to do. But what I kind of despise doing up until this point is working on websites and doing design and doing more technical things. But it's something I had to do, and every business owner these days has to do it. And the amount of anxiety that it brought up in me was massive. I hate doing a project where I feel like there is no system or method behind it, and I'm just kind of going blind or just doing what I think will work, but I'm not sure, and that brings a lot of anxiety in me. And so I was really anxious when I had to design the main page for my course, the page that will tell all of you about what the course is about, what you're gonna get, the testimonials of people that already did the course, all those kinds of things that you can see on the screen right now. And I was really anxious about designing this. I am not a very visual person in terms of beauty and colors and fonts. I can't visualize what all these things are going to look like. I am like that with food now because for the past 5 years, that's all I've done. I've researched food, I've made so many recipes every single day. Pretty much every day I've made a recipe. And I've learned the ins and outs of how to make food taste good, basically. So now it comes naturally. I go to my fridge, I take all the vegetables that I want, I make a dressing, dip, or sauce, and I make it taste good, and I just know how to do it. I don't need recipes, I don't need to measure, it just comes from my heart. And so that doesn't happen when I have to design a website, unfortunately. And so I was really anxious about it, really anxious. And I didn't know what to do. And it's amazing to see the difference between my anxiety these days and my anxiety when I started my business and how I dealt with it. So the anxiety level is the same. It hasn't changed. I still have fears, I still have blocks, I'm still scared to do something on the way to succeeding. And I'm making this video for everyone who has a dream or a hobby or a passion in life and you're not doing it because you're really scared of something or something makes you anxious and blocks you from doing it. And I want you to do it. You deserve to do it. Everybody deserves to do what they love. Even if it's just a hobby and not your main job, you deserve it. And so I wanted to share what I do to overcome anxiety in my business, in my life, and it's a strategy that's worked really, really well for me lately. So when I started my business, every business I think has crazy ups and downs. You have these moments where everything is going well and people are sending you wonderful comments and feedback and they're excited and you get excited too and you're just basically on a high. And then the next day or the next hour even, things are not going well. There's no response to something that you created. And keep in mind that these are things you create from your heart and you believe in them and you're excited about them. And sometimes other people aren't, you know, and you just feel so down. So when I started, I had these whole entire weeks when I would just spend my time sad and I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't work, I couldn't function. It really brought me down. I remember going to the beach for a whole entire week and just being sad, not being able to function. It was really, really terrible. And so I knew that if I didn't find a way to deal with these blocks, I wouldn't move forward. I know that what I'm bringing into the world is so important and needed. So I need to do it, and it's also my passion, and I know that I'm good at it. And the only thing holding me and you back from doing what you love is this block, this fear, this anxiety. So I sit down and I decide to design this page that I'm showing you again right now. This page that looks beautiful now, but trust me, I had no vision for how I wanted it to look. I had no idea. I just wanted it to be beautiful. I didn't know how, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know the colors, the fonts, nothing. And I sit there and I told myself that I'm going to dedicate 3 hours, I think, in this one day to do this because I had so many things to do for this course, you know, and this was just one of them. So I sit down and I'm completely clueless about what the heck I'm supposed to do, and I just freak out. I freaked out and I lost basically the entire first day of wanting to do this on anxiety. And I just felt pity for myself. I was frustrated. I was thinking, I can't do this. Why don't I have this innate sense like I do in the kitchen? Why isn't this coming naturally to me? And I thought about it as if other people do it naturally and it just comes to them and it's easy for them, and it's not like that for me. And after that day of fear and anxiety, I stopped and I thought, what can I do? And I also thought about myself in the kitchen because that is my natural space of creativity. And I realized that 5 years ago, when I was getting started eating healthy and wanting it to taste good, I also had absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to do. And I didn't come from a family of major cooks or anything. And I kind of always had this thought that healthy food is not so good and you just kind of have to suffer through it. But quickly I understood that if I don't find a way to make healthy food taste good, then I'm just not going to eat it and I'm going to fall off the wagon all the time. And over time, over 5 years of making food tirelessly and learning and reading and all these things, I developed a method in my mind that I actually wrote down, and this is what I teach you in the course, and that's why it's so amazing, because I did it and now I want to teach you how to do it. And this method is what guides me today in the kitchen. So then I realized that everything that you do in life is not something that you can learn in minutes necessarily, unless somebody else teaches it to you. You can't do it in minutes, and sometimes you need a method or a way to get there, and sometimes it doesn't come naturally to you and you need to rely on something that is going to guide you. So I remembered this, and then I just started Googling online. I stopped this mindset of, oh, this pity and why doesn't this come naturally to me, and I started Googling how to design. And So I started looking at things, and I actually found a little course that I did really quick. I spent the whole day doing this course, one day, watched all the modules, and it really helped me. And it kind of gave me the guidance that I needed to get started and to have this confidence that it's okay, you know, there is a blueprint, there's a method, it's not just magic, which is the same way I feel about the kitchen. It's not just magic. There is a step-by-step method that can guide you. So that's one thing I did. And then another thing I did is to be in a feel-good place. So a lot of times when we get into anxiety, we're really in our mind a lot. We don't feel, we just think, and we pity ourselves, and we have really negative self-talk. And we don't feel good. We feel horrible, actually. And there's no reason that even if you're doing something that scares the crap out of you, you should be upset while doing it. You should be happy all the time, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. You should feel good doing it. So I try to think about the things that make me really happy in this business, in what I'm doing, and I realized that it was all the positive feedback from all of you. And I get feedback lately all the time on YouTube and on Facebook and in my free Facebook group, and from my students who did this course, and it literally changed their life. And you have no idea how much that touched my heart and how it made me feel when I got these messages from my students telling me that now they're vegan and now they're eating healthy and it's easy for them and they feel like it's manageable. It just uplifted me so much, and I just wanted to focus on that feeling, not thinking about anything, just feeling the amazing, uplifting feeling that these students gave me when they said these things. So I started my day, my next day, with this meditation of just imagining their comments and just imagining them in the kitchen and the things that they were saying about the course, and just focusing on the feeling here. Okay, this is where I felt it, and you can feel it in your belly or anywhere else. Just focus on it and grow it and really feel it for like 5-10 minutes. Just focus on the feeling. And I decided to bring this feeling into my day, into my entire day, no matter what I do. So I was working on this design thing, and every time these bad, negative thoughts would creep into my mind, I would just bring back this feeling. And it just felt so amazing. And I think that my students, thank you so much, or any of you who have ever messaged me or commented with positive things, you have gotten me through lots of tough times in my business, I swear, and I feel like I do this all for you. And so it's amazing. And so whenever you're faced with something, a big fear of yours, just know that it doesn't have to feel bad the whole time. You can bring in a moment in your life that felt really good, whether it's being out in nature or being with your partner or your kids or your friends, or just being with yourself and just liking yourself a lot one day, you know? Just bring that feeling back and take it into the really difficult times in your life. And don't let these fears block you from succeeding in what you want to do, because of course, removing the fear is number one, because we can't accomplish anything when we're in a state of fear, when we're in this mindset, and when we're feeling so negative about everything. In business, in life, in every aspect of our lives, we can't accomplish anything. This is the first step. Of course, the next step is to sit your butt down and really work hard on whatever you want to do. And that part is actually really easy for me. I love my job. I love to sit and work and spend time on it. But the fear thing is really what cripples all of us, and me too. So I am so glad that I found this strategy or method, and it sort of came naturally to me. But I also spend every single day working on my mindset in different ways, whether it's meditation or writing or affirmations or reading a story of how I want my life to look like and imagining that I already live that way. All of these things really help me, and so I'm so passionate about this. I'm someone who dealt with anxiety a lot for many different reasons, and I'm so passionate about talking to other people about how they can remove all these blocks and achieve their dreams. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. And I also wanted to share that I'm going to be doing a live masterclass on March 30th. And it's going to be all about how to become comfortable and natural in the kitchen without recipes. It's a shortcut for you because I've been doing this for 5 years. And in the beginning, I was honestly horrible. I dreaded entering the kitchen. Seriously, I kid you not. And these days, it is my space of freedom, comfort. I love it. It's the love of my life. It doesn't have to be that for you. You can spend 10 minutes to make a delicious meal, and so do I. I don't spend all day in the kitchen, but I want you to have this delicious feeling that I get when I enter the kitchen. And that is not accomplished by just being a natural or being a chef. It's accomplished by knowing a method and having a strategy when you get in there. So I want to teach you this strategy. I love strategies and I believe in them, and I think that is how we really succeed, is developing strategies for ourselves. So it's completely free, it's live, and there's also a replay, but you have to register for it to get the replay as well. So I'm going to leave the link in the description box and also up here. So make sure to register with just your name and email. And I am so excited to be live with all of you and answer your questions and hang out and give you all this incredible information that I've never shared before. So excited. I love time with my students. And so make sure to register. And if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I make videos every week with mindset and recipes and health tips, and I would love to have you around. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful week ahead, and I will see you very soon. Bye.